It's done. One of the biggest and most seismic deals of the summer 2026 window has got the here we go. The bomber has landed, and the knock-on effect, the butterfly effect of this deal could be massive. We are talking Yandy Amande, Vinny Jr, Tchouameni, Barcola, and more on the Done Deal show this morning. And for all the trolls and sausages, there's even a done deal on the Done Deal show as well. So hit that like button for us. Get yourself subscribing right now. If you haven't done it yet, it takes you 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button. The little bell next to it, get that hit as well. Really important to the platform. Do you know what, people? Let's jump. Very interesting report in relation to Real Madrid. And it spoke about how Madrid wants to quickly resolve the situation with Vinicius Jr. How Madrid want to get it resolved ASAP. They did say that Madrid wants to keep Vinicius Jr., but it isn't as simple as they want to keep him. Jose sees Mbappe as the player he wants out on the left-hand side, cutting in. Ideally would like a number 9 striker and sees Yandy Amande as his right-sided forward. So there is this element of Madrid want to keep Vinny, but are not prepared to give him the salary that he's asking for. Vinny wants first-team football and the salary he's demanding. There is a chance that they don't come to a resolution on this. And the overarching feeling was quite interesting because the bottom article you'll see from Felix Diaz says that Real Madrid want to quickly resolve the Vinicius Jr. situation, either a sale or a contract renewal. They do not want the saga to drag on. And this makes complete and utter perfect sense why they don't want the deal to drag on, because they're trying to land Rodri. City are currently heavily in negotiations for Buadi. Will Buadi happen now and stay if Rodri leaves? Will it happen now and be loaned back to Lille? These things all play a part in this. You've got Man United, who we'll move on to in a minute, looking at the Tchouameni situation. There's lots of moving parts here. There's lots of moving parts, and the Premier League and La Liga is only 3 to 4 weeks away from starting. Yes, the window's open for 6 weeks, but the league starts soon. Fast starts are necessary for a lot of these teams. Now, when it comes to Arsenal, according to Dominic King of The Telegraph, Arsenal are prepared to offer Vinicius Jr. the biggest contract in the club's history. The forward currently earns over 400,000. Currently earns 400,000 a week, but Arsenal are understood to look to improve those terms, with finances understood to not be a barrier. Now, again, this is it's a shame I have to say this, but you've got to for the sausages. No one is guaranteeing that Arsenal land the player, but Arsenal are going big. Arsenal are willing to make a massive offer to Vinicius Jr. to convince him, to pay him, to compensate him for committing to Arsenal Football Club. And for me, that is highly significant. For me, that is a huge deal. For me, this is such one to watch, because I think there is a real chance. I still sit on the 20% marker. I still sit there. What I listened to today about where Jose wants to keep the player, but don't see that as the be-all and end-all. What's the role going to be? Somebody ahead of him? Are they going to give him the salary that he wants? Arsenal, they're putting on the charm offensive. It's seen as a viable option. There is an openness to it. Although Vinicius' first choice is to get the contract he wants and stay at Real Madrid. And this is just going to go one of two ways. He's going to get what he wants and Madrid are going to pay him. Or 3 ways really. Or he's going to accept what they're offering now and stay, or he's going to leave. And I know I'm speaking basic terms here, but there's only 3 ways this goes. And right now, he's camp are saying they will not accept this deal. Madrid are saying they won't offer a better deal. Arsenal are saying we're here. So the idea there's no chance for Arsenal, I find to be ridiculous. I don't believe in this using clubs for contract nonsense. Clubs aren't that stupid. This is not a movie. This is not a conspiracy theory. They're not going to be able to pull the wool over 11 to 12 different entities' eyes that they're faking an interest. It wouldn't go down well. Shut up. We know you're not going to go there. We know you're not going to Arsenal. We know that you're using them. Madrid, they're not that stupid. They're just not. They're either going to give him the money he wants because they want him, or they're not going to do it. It's as simple as that. You know, this fantasy world that people live in is crazy. I remember when Rooney fell out with Fergie in sort of 2010, 2011 time, when he was doing his new deal, and he asked Sir Alex, like, who are we looking to bring in before I sign this new deal? Because we haven't really replaced Tevez or Ronaldo, and it all kicked off. And then the media did this whole thing about he was trying to sign for Man City. It was never as basic as that. It was never as, he's used, and then he got a new deal a few days later, and it was like, he used Man City to get a better deal at United. No, he didn't. He went to see Sir Alex and said, I love the deal. I love the contract offer. The money is fine. I'm just concerned that we're not going to bring in the right caliber of player to help us keep winning. Fergie went mental at him, saying, you don't question me. They had a big argument. Of course, at the time, there was a feeling, because what Fergie had done in the past is when anyone had challenged him like that, and when it got that toxic, Fergie had got rid of them most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. There was a feeling that Fergie might go, right, you're done here. So the agencies of Rooney did the right thing and started seeing who would be interested. And as soon as Fergie came in and said, no, look, these are some assurances for the future. Your offer's still there. I want you to sign it. Rooney signed it. It was never this, he used Man City to do this. And I used to get suckered into these stories all the time because they read well. They're like a movie script. But in reality, they're not really like it. But as ever, look, I want to get your views and your opinions on this in that comment.
Imagine the shirt sales. Imagine everything. It's just the level of excitement over one small little tweet. That's not even saying that talks are taking place, just that Arsenal are interested in him. But that shows the level of excitement that this one has generated. Obviously, I did the live show yesterday. Loads of you are on that as well, and have been watching it since, again, which just shows how much interest there is. I mean, not surprisingly, this is a genuine world superstar, one of the biggest figures in the game at the height of his powers, just 26 years old. I mean, it would be a monumental signing, no doubt about it. As I said in the stream yesterday, I think it would be the biggest Premier League signing of all time. But anyway, look, we are miles away from anything like that happening at this stage. So yes, it's nice to be excited about it and the possibility of it and dreaming about it, but we are a long way off anything actually happening. But we will talk about that, and lots of you have been sending in your reactions. So I'll show a few bits and pieces of what you guys have been saying in response to the Vinny Jr. news. We'll talk about Bruno Guimaraes as well. Eddie Howe was speaking about Bruno yesterday after Newcastle's pre-season friendly. We'll look at what he had to say. Could well be a big week coming up in Arsenal's pursuit of Bruno Guimaraes, who is due to return to Newcastle in the coming week. You would think that that's possibly going to accelerate things one way or the other as well. We'll look at yesterday's pre-season friend, myself and Mark as well, and that's an Inside Arsenal Patreon exclusive as well. Anyway, sorry, I've rambled on for far too long at the start of this show. Let's kick on into the Vinny news. So here it is, David Ornstein's most liked tweet of all time. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it there on the screen. Arsenal exploring move to sign Vinicius Jr from Real Madrid. AFC interest is early stage. Clubs not yet in talks, but idea approved at all levels. Much rests on contract processes, no breakthrough yet. And Real Madrid do not want free exit. He's obviously got 1 year left on his contract. Now, you don't need me to tell you that this is legit, that I've had the same information of David as David. Obviously, afterwards, it was David and Hand of Arsenal as well, as usual, leading the way with the exclusives about the interest in Vinny. But you know, in the phone calls you make afterwards, when you hear this story, you see this story, it has been backed up. The interest is absolutely there. This is something that Arsenal are seriously considering, which is huge on so
Arsenal
many levels.
Are once again
really
making headlines after reports suggested the Gunners are exploring the possibility of bringing one of world football's biggest superstars to the Emirates. Vinicius Jr has established himself as one of the most feared attackers on the planet, and any suggestion of a Premier League move immediately captures global attention. Mikel Arteta has transformed Arsenal into genuine title challengers, but adding a player of Vinicius' caliber would elevate the club into an entirely different conversation. While a transfer would be incredibly complicated and dependent on several factors, the speculation alone highlights the level of ambition surrounding Arsenal this summer. At the same time, Real Madrid are continuing to look towards the future. The Spanish giants have built one of Europe's strongest squads, but they are always planning ahead, especially in defense. Reports linking Ousmane Diomande with Los Blancos have sparked fresh discussion about how Carlo Ancelotti's side could strengthen for the years ahead. The Sporting CP defender has earned widespread praise for his physicality, composure and ability to play out from the back, making him one of the continent's most exciting young centre-backs. If Madrid decide to move seriously, they could face competition from several elite clubs monitoring his progress. Meanwhile, another Real Madrid star has become the centre of attention in England. Aurelien Tchouameni continues to be linked with Manchester United as Ruben Amorim looks to reinforce his midfield options before the new campaign. United are believed to be searching for players capable of bringing greater control, defensive stability and technical quality to the centre of the pitch, and Tchouameni's profile makes him an obvious candidate. Although Real Madrid value the French international highly, transfer windows often produce unexpected twists, and United supporters continue to hope that an opportunity could emerge. Liverpool are also refusing to slow down in the market. Bradley Barcola remains one of the most exciting young forwards in Europe, and reports suggest the Reds continue to monitor his situation closely. The French winger has impressed with his pace, creativity and ability to beat defenders in one-on-one situations, making him an attractive option for any club looking to strengthen its attack. Liverpool's long-term plans include adding more depth and competition across the front line, and Barcola's versatility could make him an ideal fit if negotiations ever progress beyond the early stages. Today's transfer roundup explores every major development, separating the strongest reports from the growing speculation circulating across social media. We'll look at what each potential move could mean for Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool and Real Madrid, while analysing how these transfers could impact the Premier League, La Liga and the Champions League race. The transfer window is entering one of its most important periods, with clubs accelerating negotiations, reviewing their priorities and preparing for the final push before the deadline. Every phone call, every meeting and every fresh report could completely change the direction of a deal, which is why supporters across Europe are watching every update so closely.